missed it earlier, bro. Crazy shit. It was crazy out here earlier.
Was it?
There was no parking, so everybody was fighting.
Damn. Speaking of no parking, there's plenty of ramp space. What is the guy in the red truck doing? He's backing down the middle lane. The white truck's backing down the left, and you can tell the other dock next to them is empty. And he's blocked this guy in the SUV where he can't get to his car. So he's like, bro, pull forward so I can get to my car, sounds like. I don't know what the guy in the red truck was thinking. Now, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm not understanding ramp etiquette correctly. But I mean, this guy was already there. There's no need to come down on him like that, especially when there's another ramp free right over there to the right. So he's pulled forward. Our guy's pulling it forward just a little bit, it looks like, to try and get his bunks out of the water. But the red truck was back in reverse.
Hey, bro, you just said that you were leaving just now. I gotta pull my jet. But you just told me that you were leaving just now. I gotta pull my car up. What you just told me you were leaving just now. What are you doing? I'm pulling out.
So you can hear the exchange there. And the red truck is coming back down again. I'm dumbfounded by this one. I just don't understand. So the guy left his door open, I'm assuming intentionally this time, to try and block the red truck from coming down. But that's not stopping him. He's just rolling. The problem is now is with the way he's rolling, he's not going to be able to get out of his truck. I'm just confused. And now, of course, there's somebody pulling in on the other lane over here now. But that lane that we see all the way to the right was open this whole time. Why he had to choose this one is absolutely beyond me. And yeah, now he can't get out of his truck. So man, this one is kind of just mind-boggling. I don't know what to even think. Like, what is this guy thinking? I'm actually impressed on one part, though, that he actually got in between these trucks with the single jet ski trailer. We see everybody struggle so bad with them. When I saw him coming back down, I'm like, he's not going to be able to do that. And then he proved me wrong. He did do it, but I just don't know why he did it, is the question that I have on this. And if he's got enough skill to pull that one off, he's got enough knowledge to realize he shouldn't be doing that anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I've often wondered why people don't use Boynton as a 3-lane ramp. I mean, it looks like there's enough room. But what this guy's just showed me here with 3 jet ski launches, not even boats, that it's not quite possible. And the reason I say that is many boats have an 8'6" beam, but if you start getting into some of the bigger vessels, they get a lot bigger than that, which means way more than 2 jet skis sitting here. And here comes our next crew in on approach. So we've got the mat on the back, which always adds a little complexity to this because they kind of lose that working space there in the back swim deck. And Cap gives it a little throttle, and she goes for the leap without a line. So they go for the toss of the line after they realize she left without it, and it's a miss on the toss. So Cap's going to back it up and have to come back in one more time. But at least this time, he's got somebody on the dock. If they can get the line toss over to him, they'll be good to go. So, gotta watch out. He's coming a little close to the dock this time. Winds up smacking the dock. No need to be that close when you've got somebody on the dock to assist you. Oh, and they kick off, kicks the stern out. But at least he had a line, so he's able to pull it back. At first I thought, oh, and they come back in hard on the dock. So this crew's working their way in. Let's see how it goes. So Cap's coming in on approach, starting to drift to the port side a little bit, which is where there's a vessel over there. He wants this starboard side dock. They're going to have to swing it back around. But he's got to watch out. He's going to wind up hitting this boat. So the guy sees it on the dock. He's starting to run his way back onto the boat like, yeah, let me push these fools off. And there we go. Gets there just in time. to give them the kick back the other way. But the wind and current just kind of grabbed them as they were coming in. So let's see how Cap recovers on this one. We've got 2 people on the ready. Our guy on the other boat's not leaving yet. He's like, yeah, let me just stay here for a minute and make sure they pull this one off. And there we go. And they wind up getting it on. And finally get the step on. Trying to hold it. And there we go. They grab the line and pull it back on now. And our next Cap's trying to bring it in, looking to catch the dock on his port side, but they got to be careful. The pole, and people get caught around this thing for whatever reason, and our crew looks like, oh, they smacked it. And you can tell right here, there's a big metal barrier around it. That one's going to leave a mark. So Cap's reversing back out. But I think they've hit a little too much reverse. They're going to start drifting back off the dock again. He's going to have to come back forward to try and kick that stern around, and now they're back in the same spot, right back on that metal barrier on the pole. So they were... all their lines were on the wrong side, and that's what happened. Cap had to get everything switched around. So here we go. He's going to try and bring it around again. And Cap's going to leave the helm early on this one. I don't know about that. I mean, the wind is still kicking and pushing them away, and they're going to try and recover just using lines over here. Again, oh man. I have to see this at the end because they are just on the metal thing there, and that metal thing has sharp edges. I guarantee it's scratching the boat. So Cap leaving the helm. They're trying to do this without power. The only way you're really going to pull this one off is you're going to need a hand from somebody to pull you around, or you're going to have to get off the boat and pull it around. And there we go. We get the assist from somebody on the dock, and they finally get it over. So here comes our crew. We've got a young lady in the bow ready to roll. Cap's got a good approach angle. And it looks like they're still trying to sort out lines. And Cap winds up leaving the helm. The boat drifts off. He's trying to pull his way back. But it looks like he's waiting for lines for the stern. And the crew is struggling to get him over there. So Cap tries pulling it back over. And Mom tosses the line back into the boat. And is he backing out? So it looks like he's backing out for some reason, and they're just going to leave Mom sitting on the dock. And they really did. They went all the way down to the last dock on the other side to try and work with the wind, where the wind will push them into the dock. But we already had somebody on the dock, so from there it's easy. They were doing all that work to switch lines, and now they've had to switch everything back to the port side. And here we go. It does work out easier. They'll wind up off over there, and Mama's making the long walk all the way from the other end of the dock, as we can see here, down to this dock. But they should be good to go from here. And speaking of good to go, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got Boats vs. Haulover, a man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.